The tale of Genji, flute, Murasaki Shikibu, also strained a dream close to the whistle of the familiar hand of the deceased. Wonder if Samuki midnight to Yuku, Akiko. Many of those who protested the death can die again. Month and day were just people who think still miss even standing. Roku join of your mind also was the case. Even a thin person of your relationship. Since the death of those who have was any good was better to always sat oboshi meshi. To oversee Akazoma Kashiwagi was people were much less you out of the morning and evening. And all such people because there also came to come look as a man especially lovable among us. One of the problems I was often climbed your heart is another. Even when the memorial service of Shirjakunichi there was a donation of reading the sutras with a view of your Atsushi. What is also made to see the young people of the face which is not known to also become a deep sorrow in your feeling. Became a gift you a golden 100 cars at the time of the memorial service also to the other minister not know I would like to thank and often inspiring. General is also a cousin in a variety of formats. Is the brother of his wife. Showed the aspirations to actively the Ho of Dainagan was a close friend. On the other hand also a lot of thanks to the article of the House of the Widow as your consolation. At this time did not forget that the gift you, Mrs. Generals do my brother more than kindness for the deceased minister was also pleased and did not think that there is an aspirations of up to about this. Parents from such that the forces that had the deceased appeared to gorgeous at the time of the memorial services also he spared the deceased child. It hospital Matera became now you to also unhappy your circumstances woman Ninomiya. From the temple of the priest today is your personal history of sports happiness as a human being. To another place. So unfortunately you feel as father sports there. But became come in Shinobu and laid in residence in the problem that of this world. When it is also Basa the Buddha served is also it in the sports your imagination and will have this apprenticeship and women Sanomiya. From is the temple as a monk. You write the news also in little things changed than ever it became scent. And bamboo shoots, which pulled out from the close forest in Matera. Wild yam, which was dug in the mountains of the sides. Is willing oboshi meshi from has issued a likely fresh mountain village feel. But was to become the gift you to the temple. Various to after became a right that. Hills and fields of spring has an ambiguous color hampered the haze. But it was not dug this thought to you in that, just a little, Rodanan enters farewell the world can ask him also you a place same as the Koru. In order to fulfill it, we will shall endeavor as more Buddha of your disciples. Well Namitagumi, your letter of Pope Hospital to the place where the temple would have come read. Became come. Mia is to come read the letter to Saturn like an hero. From such Haribu to blacker wearer placed. Hospital but was mysteriously oboshi meshi to your heart. It became sent a Matera it was something. Hospital become your silent reading was also your letter to be seemed to died in the body. While not the senility as if tomorrow or the other today. Also chapter like that I think less than tired from it is difficult to meet there. This your words and to come to the same place is to say may be monk not anything. The author comes to think you that it would be as it is your feeling. The Pope will be oboshi meshi to the following. The deposit he received himself and the will of Aritawashi become be doubling our. Kazukawashi of that became a dishonest person hospital became you think. Palace become right your reply to humble. It is to your became a gift you and Kasenaya blue dark gray. The temple of can be seen from near the Kicho of paper became crushed right. And will look to take in hand. With no force character. Omoi would put in a float world disobey and Yugashiku rough unexpected place of Yamaji. A. Being where you started to worry you. Want a kind of not a bad person. Always up saying that enter into the rough unexpected Yamaji. This hospital were to become your say. After the priest became come to the temple and so as not to be seen as much as possible the face. Can have before. Beautiful amount of hair. beautiful countenance is also completely and will look at the very dainty looks like a child. Why that is made of remorse and or had to something like this. Also bossa feel closer step by step to sin because to stand in the separated and only Kicho. Yet hospital so as not to show the fu unfamiliar is to become come to. Wakagami is was sleeping with a nanny place but come closer crawling awake, that Matsuarasuku the sleeves of the hospital was seen very cute. White Luo dragged along a light pink jacket with a small pattern of china. Although the child's body itself is always of the child, such that the small is closer from back then to get separated in kimono toward the back. Karen is in white color. Is Wakagami such as total length is made by cutting the trees of willow as a smoothly. Head is the blue as dyed in the juice of dayflower. Mouth is beautiful, but elegant. Eyebrow is very similar to the faint long places such as Doraemon Governor. Though he was not a beauty was excellent until this much. Why would such a, also similar to the temple no. Speaking a point that is equipped with the already noble in their appearance. Made to think you to be, in the can also be seen Rashiku his son caught on the mirror. Hospital were of so come and look at the Wakagami, standing even if it has become enough to take on 2 legs 3 feet. To buckwheat of Hirabuta placed of this bamboo shoots. What is the Wakagami went close while, not knowing, sprinkle scraped in busy hands, to or throwing a look by applying a mouth in one of them. Hospital has become a come look. It is bad manners. Don't, to say that put the eye to say. Ripped off a cellar hidden either along. Mouth bad wife does not remain silent. To be a comedy. Wakagami turned up embrace you to your own knee. Great eyebrows of this child. A small child probably because I do not see a lot. So much of the time. I just had and I think that not only the baby seems to face. But this child is already beautiful prince of the phase D is also thought to be dangerous. Princess also went travelers with increases in the come home. Which also will be the day which is not has to be a struggle of the heart is always come. But it's far everyone the future's a thing that cannot be seen with me. Flower of the prime is a prospect that's life nari carry fin high min thing. Quote, it became come watch the face of Wakagami become a good incense. That there is not your Oshikyu of luck well. Wives had to say. Wakagami is a time that you want things chewing teeth to the feel itchy starting out from the gums. It is everywhere bite try duck while hanging the drop racking the bamboo shoots. That's unusual elegance man. The hospital is made to say you a joke, now's it so keepin' bamboo shoots. Float bamboo shoot me while not forget fushi is each to those Gataki discarded karu. But will it say over such a thing? Wakagami do not know what that is just laughing. Go crawling to other get off your knees hurriedly to hospital. To this person that along the month will become cute face hospital is made to you feel the love. Is likely to be forgotten. Such as past scandals. Surprisingly the child should this love as the process of their obtaining fate would also happen. A little bit of comfort that all is oboshi meshi the will of before a student of the conventions has been found. Things that their fate also is not necessarily complete. In the most noble among several people or of men. And become I think you and do not succumb become a person to serving as a good spouse is already none. Stillhouse. Which remains inzit lost easily to the temptation now as your was your Meshika. Jen. I want to see and I would like to hospital with doubtful or was everything to recall to mind one. Word that Kashiwagi was kept to the end of life, but hopes to also read your mind like your facial expression at that time. Lighter in order to sometimes get the imagination to faint. Rather should not be brought out the compassion with no ask was not pushed into uncomfortable you. Feel. To want to keep yourself well know the truth to find a very good opportunity. The deceased is agony and I had talked also want to be put in your ear had always thought. General in the evening to a feel thing pathetic was visited you an article of the house. Mia was soft shimayaka feeling his first had seemed that became kumplay and koto until now. If you cannot also be left standing longer a visitor. People were guided to the usual parlor in the south. People who had come out to the parlor of this side is remembered somehow the sign went to have it. You to the back until now. Incense of sound and clothing of the rustling of clothes chilly. Tasted the gloss mood. Usual Mia Sundakoro it was both and talk of Kashiwagi came out. The general itself of the place is familiar to the children of people many people out are noisy through the start and end of the house appeared to shame the only quiet in the palaces. Deliberately, to feel like has been also rough than before. But seems truly residents of nobles goods had been provided. The original of the night to disturb Uakari of like a field that in plantation of flower grasses. Filled with the sound of insects general was looking it. When I pulled the wagon, which was supposed to remain out there. It is each other is matched to the tone of the law. It was a well-played domesticated by those nostalgic that summoning human incense. Beautiful woman of such a hobby, it came a man with a self-indulgence that habit in residence. Will is there to show the abomination and cannot be self-restraint. And general while also thinking the mind thing is playing the wagon it was. This is a musical instrument that Kashiwagi had played well during his lifetime. After you have played the only funny verse of a song, Admiral, in particular wagon guess it was the one who should say virtuoso. Unforgettable charm of that person of art since would have transferred you to the temple like. I'd like hear it, and say, that unfortunate there was from an is of. By now sported indifferent to contact will be exactly these things. Does not sported be enough to say the playing lesson of the time you're small. Variety of lessons of Gagoto to princess like backlash in the site of hospital to now was the time in which it was pushed. Old music, but is the temple like that for your criticism sported accepted? Such as that made of you. And now's it is vague since there is. That you like every day is your pensive since there is only. I feel that the music does not eventually comfort the loneliness will it toss it to me. Quote, and Mia Sundakoro says, it's things you most if not Mari world that is in it as long as the love of decorated Tante privately financed the Suraki. Quote, Jen, impelled to before the musical instrument to the Tansoku. Whether or not with the sound of the deceased to the instrument. Not please look made to play yours you will find in us. Misery to may not please help just our ears. Because there will be those suggesting the deceased of art precisely to those sports with those deeper edge than I want to hear the pros and cons of the temple like. Jen. Searched near wagon near Mrs. say this. But the generals know that it is not intended to sports immediately Kikuruku your showin is also correct and did not want. The moon came up. It was also thought that it would be your envy as those that are not lonely in the house of your mind the clear sky of autumn go through the sum of the wild peace. Become invited you to come by blowing as shims to only frosty wind. Mia were become strumming your 10-3-stringed instrument faintly. The sentiment in the general mind is more attracted from thought to want more. Tipping the awkwardly curled shot past virtual husband love with the help of Illa. Although thank there seems you of the Hazuka shoe visible ones of self-confidence. This song only, because it is what with good reason I make sporting with us. The general is to recommend the ensemble to the back of the bamboo blind. The temple is not also basa and serve your hands to the music. Which is cans of more than others shame. Just to the temple so come only to remember her I think this shimda deeply only to the sound of the Pippa. View each and creepy upcoming Haji to humans and especially better than non-saying the unexpected. Is saying an out, and when the general said, the house just became near playing together only towards the end of the virtual husband love. Deep just pathetic night and other than that oh is dutiful as saying given. Both were to become your say. A very interesting Yusumoto. But it is a musical instrument of the rough sound. Because a sophisticated master of arts is to be eagerly you play. The clearing and sound like a great mood. Beautiful and just a little bit you that became a stop you become a let. But general is I think less than tired to reproachful. because I also feel to be accused from the eye of over to your eye variety that was bleeding mad. Wind flow, the deceased Oromashi, the fall of the night. Iohama infinitely. Let's happy to another you free. Also another data I do your visit with the new feelings. This instrument or will your patience in this leave? Because is the life that does not necessarily also as surprisingly does not occur for anxiety. Quote, saying such. But it's not try to tell the love from the front. To the extent cameos tried to go home in general have the words. Please elegance of tonight will not there is also a person who I tasu blame. You will been considered many remaining that did not please tell us only to the extent that the story you please compensate you of the old days. And say, Mia Sunda Koro is issued along with a whistle to give to the general. More of this whistle had been heard that some of the old traditions such a woman is also possible to place it in a dwelling, because you will find a feel sorry for the famous musical instrument. If not please blow tail we please have, will able to hear and enjoy the mix will sound to the voice of the precursor. And Mia Sunda Koro said, clumsy will that I do not rather than to suit that smitten gotten. This says while Jen, seen taking in hand, this despite using all the time as Kashiwagi, not blow as much as I also capitalize the whistle, because there was a general who have heard say of Kashiwagi that these wanna give to their loved ones, has moved more emotion than when against the deceased of the Kodo. Although general were to try blowing in an attempt to blow about half the band Watarucho. Anyway, the fact that I played the harp in Shinobu the deceased. This is a toss of feel dazzling sunny Masui. When you and let's stand to greet this. Russia Shigeki to the inn of Muguro wonder if the voice of the insect which is not affixed to change in the fall of Ain Ishihei. Mia Sunda Koro was about to say that. Examine the flute as Newa to run out of sound she made vain the unexpected Hara especially. Strange. Even if Yo didn't reply yet Kotaku left became a faith among the general is hesitant. When I returned home, had nobody fell asleep the other lattice, etc. All down by. Things like that always kindly wanted to visit in love with article of the house. Because there was a person who says to his wife, Mrs. Not be unpleasant that is the stays up late at night and the other is tonight. Good it seems that the person is a fool who fell asleep while also know that you have come into the room. Each and touch take a hand. Kaho over crab ya. Mountain Araragi of the mountain is their Warado and sister, said Jen. Came into singing with a beautiful voice. I will why had accounted everyone so quickly door. It's the only just shy person. Views of such a moonlit night. Such as do not try to see anyone. Tansoku tuin allowed to raise the lattice. Layout close to the edge by. For example, winding a mistake. What was that there is people who fall asleep in such a good evening. Hear a shy out a little. Is not that boring. It is to say. Such as to his wife. But his wife that I do not think fun is not anything to say. And it is a round voice that children have to say sleeping, tinged been in something. My wife is also sleeping a lot to the room of the neighborhood. This Nijawashi in the home of the night. Are you the difference in two of the night of article house the general had and I think. Your mother and child after leaving of their own while blowing awarded the whistle will be folded. Looking at the views of the no matter how lonely moonlight, as it is in the two others musical instrument you play of yours will be smokes going to suit the house will have at the mercy of a woman. Is the Mia Sunda Koro also wagon is sleeping while Yari think like it should be good. Why only wanted and Nani find Mia like the Doraemon governor is formally important. Not general is that it would have not love really been wondering. If there is a place where different as imagined beautiful to look at your face it would be also to bring the unfortunate result, I think. Such is the fact that too much even fancy the other thing is that inevitably disillusioned occurs. While also, Jen, consider the relationship of its own wife, is try to count the years that came continues to this day of love who knew at the time of the boys and girls not know, affectation be any of vanity. Mrs. a strong Kim, and it was also thought that there is a place not unreasonable to have become his wife, to have around a new cheeky appearance when solving Akazoma the deceased, to think that either fell asleep a little saw in the hospital room one day, was taking in hand that flute. When the deceased among the dream, it is thought that must have come out and attracted the heart to whistle. If each of the wind by blowing the fute last days what denoted the long time sound. I was there that wanted to more other. And Kashiwagi is to say, while you'll keep hearing well that desire. I woke up to a voice cry, is Tinge sleeping Wakagimi? Because this child is like our vomit crying long milk. To take care happening nanny. Mrs. also Takisa has a light to the nearby, holding a pair of scissors. Nagarako behind the ear, the hair on the face cradling was like fair that Mrs. had Kakume and milk to the child cry and expand the chest. Children's also is a white, beautiful child of color. Is his mother gives the breast, is not likely to leave it, is to have served as tried to comfort. Jen can come to buckwheat that. How? I had to say and the like. Was a general Yuku been diverted? Also sadness of a dream to noisiness, also be sown rice in order to scatter the night of magic. This child seems to have become ill. ISSHI crazily need to gorgeous people, because those Nasaru or allowed to open the lattice I Nasaru or looked at the moon from getting late. Also Mononoke came in. When and blame the wife was a youthful face, good people laughing. So you to my sins far-fetched too. Strange. I guess Itaro no way enter is not when I see Mononoke allowed to raise the lattice. Because you became the mother of the man of many. So that it is much of a way of thinking something that became. These beautiful eyes of the general views of the wife also is truly shy. Without saying resentment continues. To their welcome. People will see. Unsightly. Just say that. Even the reluctant from being face to face to the bright lights and is a lovely wife. Jen thought. Wakagimi did not sleep all night. Mizuka general was willing to be Modi Masa, also flute was given in I think the dream. It seems that the dog went to the hand of man that I think went to do is goods, that still remains a strong attachment of the deceased. Moreover, there is no reason to think one to put to your original temple. It whistle is because not the one to wait for the woman of the blow. Live or become suddenly disturbing when that which is not anything. Think of dying, if I have. Are said to get lost in the air. Woo not directed toward the spirits of the dead is to the pure land. By or left suddenly miss my heart. And because it is so human it's not interested enough to become obsessed to anything. Such a thing as a reading the sutras in the temple of Atago for Dainagan thinking. And also even in the temple with the other deceased and nepotism it was read through. This whistle as those with historical value. For the people who gave to his courtesy. I think it is also be unwilling to which it would or pay to the temple even any precious it. Jen would wreck to Roku join. That time Academy became come go to the palace of Nyogo of the princess. The Sanomiya to become about the age of 3 have to nourish our queen of purple in the same way as a woman Ichinomiya. Although the heir my name put you to the pair is to come running with the general to go. Admirals give me take me hugging me to there in the palace. In reverent attitude and comes to you to say seemed person you small. Jen laughing. May I help you? But you I will wire street in front of the queen of your mistakes. Let's become a troubled you like are than I. When you put your holding a temple to this to say while sitting me. I do not see anyone. I say, since going to hide my face. Mia is general in the even your cute, which you rely on the sleeves to face was carried out embrace. You as it is toward the main room. This also hospital in towards the palace was then Wakagimi and Ninomiya of the houses to come. Looking at thinking cute to become playing together. That the was down you Sanomiya in front of Kidono parlor. It is to find you as Ninomiya. I am holding in general. When would you say that is Sanomiya? Dope what's my general? So come to pull the uncle Mr. Jacket to say. Hospital is a look. It is that there is no, you behaved. your contact with the general of the above with or become you with your dispute to a thing of yourself I must not. Sanomiya is as good I will say you Wakarazuya. Are you like the rebellious to your brother like at any time? Quote, to become to your lessons. Gen even laughing. Ninomiya like is Rishiku much your brother. Or become transfer well towards your small. You like that there is a caring. There is enough to become embarrassed even in adults. I was saying these things. Hospital is now smiling your smile to the face. But you scolding him to you to say. It was to come to an expression such as that both unexpected must cute. Place the noble to such a rude place trying to go toward the no. Pair put in, and I say it to a, but of being asobasa trying to stand up. Not to leave you in the temple we Matsuwa. Although Wakagimi of the house is in your heart and should not be treated the same in the temple. Who is being oboshimeshi? Pigeon if there is that woman third Amamiya is interpreted distort the discrimination from the demons of the mind. Hospital of gentle your nature is made to you think. Will be your kawaigari the Wakagimi? Was the sports important to also? Gen. Thought I did not see the face this Wakagimi until still well now. When you came out from between the bamboo blind, taking or falling of branches wilting of flowers in hand, led while showing to the child if Wakagimi came running. This small people of color is white and shiny such beauty wearing only heel thin indigo to above. It has masa also to Prince play. Was a child of the extremely pure feeling. Or no I think with something similar to a question. In such a tomi stab but visible appears strong satoshi toshiness than that of the person. Similar to the well, such as Kiranaga eye of the crow's feet around the gloss place of Kashiwagi it appeared to be beautiful, such as that seemed deliberately gorgeous when the laugh of the mouth not know even what is. Reminiscent so that latent in my mind, but similar enough to be considered as it would be to be a combination I think you always see in your eye hospital being, Gen, even while looking at the half-brother, became want to know early what happens to come to think more and more hospital is against Kashiwagi. Mia play is the place to be seen you naturally noble, but changes in the usual beautiful children in Somerset to not to come. Wakagimi is in addition to the dignity seems a child of the aristocracy, of beauty that was also superior to anything they are equipped, while thinking that its general is that pathetic. From the heart that I think of the deceased father of the minister of Kashiwagi. If my guess is true, I the name and is a child of Kashiwagi disappointed to not come person out. The thought would it just because keepsake is what as Koga cry to say that I did not leave the unfortunate parent even if, what is not news that Asumi Tsukuri is also the one coming. Are also denied not that can be such a thing. Gen. Thought to be a more and more puzzling problem. Nature even Miss Friendly Child was also seemed cute to playing without leaving the buckwheat familiar with the general. Hospital has been verged day in day out the general went to the attendant became so come for the pair has pulled the story. Hospital the general is to talk about in there of the state at the time of the visit you in. Article of the house last night became come and listen to smile. Although the word was also the so come to hear and sympathy made to your scissors when you come it out on the deceased. There is a very interesting and literary etc. that has become a virtual husband love to suit us a little bit. But a woman speaking as his opinion also avoid far in view of the up to such results as to excite. Unwittingly isomerization I think the thing unexpected must, if began to your kindness by Jogi to the deceased. You must make your dating with a clean mind to anywhere. So as not to mistake. Cause the painful results I think that would be good also for the sake of which it is done to so that there is no such thing as the hospital has become your say. Gen. In mind. Your this word is not shofuku. Also said unto the wise thing to become teach you people. Himself had thought it would be maybe a calm control and punished by this case. There is no happen so such mistakes. Because the people who are faced with the impermanence of life I began to think I have your dating. as there's an obligation to give comforted by religious feeling, like you away from just also the friendship or we that, because I think it would rather seem from ordinary failed ambitious-ish world. Anytime also we are going to not throw away the friendship up. All of your condemnation by virtual did you play the husband love although the words were there. But there is progress in it if it was Nasu, does not have never in a funny story. Kodo, and just fit in my virtual husband love just a little, which now come play from before my Myriku the because I was please. There then was good to come true in very scene of the place. I think that it is the woman as soon as anything. Please year it is better to also shy over a little bit of youth to be sparkling like, to me, not even supposed to show you the attitudes such as lustful han, and occurred as close friendship, so that it was able to hear my hope was things are not ashamed that. Seems to be a very feminine friendlier properties where say, your observation. General who was such a story. I think that the opportunity to hope for some time has arrived. Was the story of the last night of the dream closer to Pisces of a little hospital. There was to be a you think alignment some also of the hospital became come to hear without saying. Your mind thing. I the whistles a thing that there is a fate to be put to me. The old days it but I thing was the imperial treasures of Yotsai Institute. My uncle of Yudai Shikibu lord of the temple, which has become his treasured be it became come on. That Akazome governor is because what the whistle from the time of the children were able to do well. In particular, he gave you as a gift when there was a feast of Hagi in your residence of the temple. Your lady others also wonder was given to you without deep you think. Quote, hospital were to be a good incense. In your suicide attempting to place first to hand. People who went to seat of the original owner after death has been oboshi meshi to be obscurity. The intelligent general half can already imagine. It was to become to think you and well are you even ready now? Although a look at your complexion of the hospital became guessed all is the more general or less likely to launch. There is a feeling that I want to hurt by all means. Just as that has come to mind in this moment. Mosu remember it says so. To me, any more Akazome supervision have come to time in their eye was sympathy close to the demise, in which we decided the various wills. Since repeatedly said that I feel a deep sin against Roku joined Mr. although Mashi goods. Only just heard that the harm for your emotions, but did not know me. Let there then it was anything. But also there is no know yet well now. Quote, and so although the general as he had felt hospital and is know the full picture of that secret is, became your enlightenment, since it is not it should be in the detail you speak. For a while hear a doubtful story suddenly after you have made a come show me such a your facial expression. Things like to care of people up when that go so dead when will he had or say. I do not know also. I do not remember. Fine on your dream to look at when any quiet description I'll be. Toka something that should not dream of talking about the night it is. The thing it would be superstition. Such as a woman of the people that say. The hospital has come to say. Look at the not also boss to try too much to touch on that mysterious problem. Admiral that it would be do not like you is the fact that started to say of their own. It was thought bad rules. Thank you for your viewing. If you like please subscribe to the channel. I am very encouraged.